Okay, let's go ahead and grab another box. This is another kit that I'm working on. I have been working on since 2007. This is the P40B Tiger Shark. This is Revell. This is an old kit. This was released way back in the day, and I remember building 3 of these while growing up. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what I've got going on. This actually is one of those kits that I started about the same time as I started the B26. I had this wild idea to rescribe the model to make it a little bit more updated. And I did. You can kind of see that I have rescribed it, and I've rescribed the other wing as well. It's kind of hard to see, yeah, but trust me, I rescribed it. I also rescribed the fuselage, as you can see here, and the other half of the fuselage there. So that kind of works out alright. But then I got really burned out and I stopped. So I only have half the wing done to this landing gear, and the other half has not been done yet. So I needed to finish off that. And also the cockpit was all wrong for the P40B. It was actually more of a P40E cockpit. So I started to scratch build the front control panel, which I'm pretty sure is backwards now that I look at it more closely. And it's designed to go up in here, and I've got 2 little shelf areas where I would hopefully have the machine gun receivers coming through, as was normal in those days. So, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I scratch built a chair out of styrene, and it turned out pretty good. The problem is, though, it's kind of big. Like, I don't know if that's really to scale or not. You know, I don't know. I don't really know if that's to scale. Doesn't really matter, though, in the grand scheme of things, because it was fun to make and just kind of experimentation at this point. But that's kind of where I stopped, and I haven't touched it since. Scribing is not an easy task. It is a lot of labor, very labor-intensive task. You can see in the back here, you've got the U.S. Army, the Army Air Corps. That would have been seen over, say, Pearl Harbor. You have the British Tomahawk, and you have the American Volunteer Group, the AVG, with the Tiger Shark and the Chinese markings. So I actually built one of these when I was a kid, and one of these when I was a kid, and I wanted to recreate this one. I wanted to recreate this one for this particular kit. As you can see, it didn't necessarily pan out, but it doesn't mean I won't finish it eventually. Put that aside for now. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another tank, actually. Let's look at this tank here. This is a STUG, or a Sturmgeschütz. This is the F version, and this was a cyber hobby kit. Let me grab the box for you. And here's the box. It's a big box, isn't it? Very glossy, very shiny. But this is a 1/35 scale, came with some bonus crew, which I might say I have. And this is an early F model. So this is what I've got so far. I've done a lot of scratch building on this. I've actually put a tarp over the top of this in the German gray color. Here's the thing, a lot of STUGs had a lot of stuff put onto them. They would have usually just tons of stuff in the back here, just covering the entire engine deck. I scratch built some what would have been just iron container, some straps here in the back, and up here for a front extra road wheel, and here as well for the extra track links. And what I had envisioned doing, and put one back there, what I had kind of envisioned doing is adding all of this stuff. And let me open this up real quick to give you an idea of what I've got in here. There we go, dump this out. Okay, so I have a Tamiya kit that has a few extra little fuel drums. And I actually thought about throwing some fuel drums in the back here, because a lot of times they did carry fuel drums with them, especially when they're in the desert. So I did think about doing something like that, or having one off to the side, because I was going to do a little vignette with this, because it came with those extra crew, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. I've got these here. These are jerry cans that they were supposed to be in the back here, like that. Kind of see them, the little strap there. A lot of times that's what they ended up doing anyway. And then I've got these boxes that I scratch built, and these are ammo boxes. They're originally going to be painted up whatever color ammo boxes would have been. I don't know, so I have kind of stopped on it because I'm not sure what color to paint these things. And they were going to be kind of off to the side, kind of like that. And I built another box that was open, and that was going to be off to the side, something like that. And I have these, and these are shells. These are ammo for the gun. And I was going to put these in there like that, or somehow, you know. There's another jerry can. I'm not sure what I was going to do with that one. I was going to have the lid here as well. The bottom is scribed, and so I was going to put that kind of off to the side like that. And then I was going to have crew members. And I was going to have this gentleman right here. Now, I didn't paint these. I'll be 100% honest. I didn't paint these guys. These were actually painted by a good friend of mine who I work with, and he does figure painting. So he actually painted these up for me because I didn't really trust my own figure painting skills. So eventually, I was going to have this guy actually probably inside somewhere. I don't want to put him in because I might drop him. I was going to have him inside, and you'll have to use your imagination. This guy here, I was going to have this guy standing somewhere back here, and in his hand was going to be a shell. He's going to be handing a shell down to the guy standing inside the fighting compartment. And then we're going to be basically bombing up their tank. So that was kind of the plan. I was going to have this guy, who's obviously the tank commander, kind of just chilling off to the side doing something. Not sure what. Just kind of maybe standing over here on the tarp. I don't know. He just fell down. And then I was going to have this guy here, who was going to be holding this little fuel pump thing here. Thing like that. It's going to be holding this little fuel pump because he was going to be refueling the tank. He was going to be getting ready to refuel the tank, or at least loading stuff up to refuel the tank. So that's kind of where I had it for that guy. It was going to have all kind of a whole vignette thing going on here. And I wanted to hit a little base, you know, and doctor it up. And I got sideswiped by the fact that I didn't know what color to paint the interior of the tank because I had conflicting ideas there. And I didn't know exactly how to paint the fuel drums or how to paint the ammo boxes. So if you guys have any ideas, you guys know what colors to paint those, by all means, leave them in the comments. I'd love to have to be able to finish this thing and put it up in my case. But that's kind of where I stopped with this one. You know, not a bad kit. Really, I love these orange boxes, these Cyber Hobbies. They're great. They're cheap. You can get awesome parts in it. It's an older model, of course. It's an older mold. I think it came off of a Dragon kit. But you know what? It's a great kit. Really, really cool. Got magic link tracks, which is why I was able to have extra links there and there. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I got extra links up at the front there as well. Because I mean, these guys carried everything with them out in the battlefield. So, there you go. 1/35 scale. STUG Model F. Moving right along, let's go for another tank, guys. This is a T-26. Here's a box for it. This is Zvezda. Zvezda makes some really cool stuff. I do enjoy their kits. What I have done here is these figures, again, were painted up by my good friend. These actually aren't for this kit. These are actually for a KV2 that I'm building. And I'll go ahead and pull that out at the end there. But I kind of stuck these guys kind of in here just so that I would have them safe and sound. There's another guy here. This guy was originally going to be for this. So originally I was going to have this gentleman standing in the turret, leaning his arm on top of something like this. And he's going to be standing in the turret holding this open like that. He has a little set of binoculars there. I mean, I think the figure looks awesome, but I put that down for now. And this is a really cool little tank. It's, I guess, referred to as a tankette. It's a very small tank. It's not that exciting. It's definitely not like a KV. In fact, if you wanted to look at the difference between a T-26 and a KV tank, we can take the 1E right here. I mean, look at the size difference of that. T-26, KV-1. You can see why they feared these so much. And even if you take, you know, the German STUG, even the STUG is miniature compared to the KV. The KV is a monstrous tank, and these are all 1/35 scale too. So you can see, my God, this is a huge tank. It's gigantic. But anyway, I digress. Let me put this back as well. So the T-26 is originally designed just to be a little small little tank. It wasn't anything too exciting. This is a resin mantle, and I think it's a metal gun barrel. I want to say it's a metal gun barrel. But I think it turned out really well. Easy construction, nothing wrong there. But I just kind of got a little stymied on it, and I have yet to really finish it. which is a shame because it's a really cool looking little tank. Let's just go ahead and put this in here. There you go. So there's a fender here. Fender's going to go somewhere over here, kind of like that. You know how it is. You know how it goes. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've got these really cool little bogey wheel things that actually move and kind of shift around and stuff. So I don't know. It's just kind of cool. Had to do a little bit of scratch building in the back here. I had to remove what was molded on and I actually add a little bit of screen in there. Probably can't see it very well, but there's a little bit of screen in there. And yeah, so that's kind of where we stand with the T26. Another kit I'm really interested in finishing. Okay. You know what? Screw it. We're just going to put this guy right there. And this guy was going to go with this tank, and he was going to kind of just be chilling up in the turret. So it is what it is. In fact, while I'm at it here, check out this guy out. This guy is the commander. He has a little map case, little briefcase there, right there, little map carrier. Another one of the figures that my buddy painted up. I think he's just an absolutely fantastic painter. I can't do figures. I've never been able to, so something I need to practice and learn. So we'll just move this off to the side for right now. Let's go ahead and jump to an airplane. And it's going to be this one right here. This is another Zvezda kit. This is a 1/48 scale. This is the LA-5. And the LA-5 is one of my favorite Russian fighter aircraft because it was early war and it's just such a cool looking airplane. For me anyway. It's got these like oil cooler, very harsh lines, much like the KV-1, it's very harsh angles. It's a very harsh angle front area right here. When you build this kit out of the box, you get something that looks like this. This is my 1/48 scale Zvezda LA-5. And I built this years ago, and it was a really fun kit to build. I actually scratch built some seat belts in there. You can't see them, of course, because I don't have a camera that does that. But really a fun kit to make. This is not one of the unfinished kits. What's the unfinished kit here is this. This is the unfinished kit. And you'll notice there's a difference here between the two. This is the cut down rear fuselage. This is the higher fuselage. Kind of see that? This fuselage actually came off of this. It's a Lag 3, and you can see same type of idea. The fuselages in the rear are nearly identical. Not exactly the same, but they're pretty similar. Take off that canopy for you. You can kind of see the similarities between those two. They're very, very similar. This is the ICM kit. This actually is also finished. So just want to kind of give you the idea. This came first, evolved into this, and then it evolved into this. Now Zvezda does make a kit of the LA-5FN, and the LA-5FN is very similar to this, but it has a different engine, and it has a different nose area, different cowling area. This here is a scratch built kit bash of an LA-5F, and the LA-5F is pretty much the LA-5, same engine. Well, this one here would have the same engine, and the rear section though is cut down to give better pilot visibility. So this here is actually an LA-5F, which currently in the process of making this video, Zvezda does not make. Now, how did I do this? Well, I took this kit, which is an LA-5, and I mixed it with another kit with the LA-5FN. I took the rear fuselage from here back of an LA-5FN, took the front section and the little plate right here and the wings and landing gears from the LA-5 kit. I put them together and I rearranged some things, and I created this, which is kind of a kit bash version of the LA-5F. Kind of stymied because decals and markings. I have no idea what to do for markings for this. That's the one thing I didn't think about when I got the idea to go ahead and kit bash these two together, because I don't have markings that'll work for either an LA-5F or an LA-5FN. this is the decals that came out of the LA5 FN box, also by Zvezda. You can see it right down here. Got your stars, got your number 68, number 01, got some markings there, kill markings, number 25. That's cool. And these are the markings that came out of the LA5. You got your tiger shark markings, you got your numbers, you got your slogan. And this is the kit instructions for the LA5 FN, right there. Pretty over-engineered, if I don't say so myself. A lot of stuff going on in here. So you can see I took the best of both worlds, put them together, and created the LA5F. So I'm just kind of stuck with that. I have no idea how to complete it. I have no idea how to finish it because I need to know what markings to put on it. And as of right now, I have not picked up any markings or picked up anything extra. So I have no idea what to do for markings. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave this one because I need to figure out, I've got the stars, I've got to know the color scheme because they changed about the same time as the LA5F came out. They started shifting from the green, dark green, and black camouflage to the gray and dark gray camouflage. Still the light blue undersurfaces. So originally I had planned on doing this one in the green, dark green, but then I figured, well, maybe I should do it in the gray, dark gray, because that would be better. But then which one am I going to use? Which one am I going to do? So I have some reference materials. I've got some ideas of which one I want to do, but I'm not there yet. I'm just not there yet.